Hey guys, I wanted to come on here to talk to you about the yoga collection that doTERRA has. This is one of my favorite collections that they have where it contains three different oils. It has Anchor, Arise, and Align in there. And it has a little beautiful quote where the body achieves what the mind believes. And that is so true because I think we have so many other things going on in our subconscious that we are outputting things that we may not even realize. Where this is one of my favorite things as to how essential oils can affect you, because I think aroma is such a huge way to be using essential oils, where it can be integrated into our daily lives and our daily routines so easily by either just diffusing something in a room that will affect and alter the aroma and moods of everyone in that room, or it can also be applied topically where you're still getting that aroma and breathing it in. Or another great way is just kind of opening up a bottle, adding a drop into the palm of your hand. One of my favorite ways to do this before like a practice is just adding a drop into the palm of your hand, rubbing your palms together, and then taking a few deep inhales. So what I want to actually talk about is the emotional benefits of the essential oils and especially this yoga collection, because people don't always understand how can you use essential oils for yoga, or why should you use essential oils for yoga. So I'm going to be going back to one of my favorite books, The Essential Emotions, where we're going to go over each of those three different oils that we talked about, where you have your Anchor, Align, and Arise. So from each of those three, we're going to start with Anchor. So this is a beautiful one where the contents of Anchor, it's a blend. So Anchor has lavender, cedarwood, frankincense, cinnamon, sandalwood, black pepper, and patchouli. And that's such a good one where you can always look up each of the individual ingredients for it to see what each individual ingredient does for your mood, your mind, your overall therapeutic benefits that you can get from it. But we're going to go over the emotional side. So some of the negative emotions. So for example, if you are going into a practice, regardless of whether you are going into yoga practice or not, you can still use these oils for your daily lives because they're such an amazing emotional support. So if you're feeling unsteady, upheaval, uncertain, or separated, this is where you can diffuse this blend and you will start being able to feel more steady, more calm, more present, more supported, more clear, more courageous. And who doesn't want all of that? This is where the aromatic benefits, even just opening up the bottle, if you don't want to even put it onto the palm of your hand, opening up the bottle and holding it under your nose and just taking a few deep breaths that way. It is such an amazing benefit where we don't always realize as to how aroma can affect us. But if you kind of go back to walking in a rose garden, going back home and smelling your grandmother's apple pie or a favorite food of your mom's, this is where you're able to get different triggers and emotions unveiling themselves just through aroma. And that's how essential oils work as well, where they have a lot more chemical constituents and chemical properties that are able to help support you and open up those emotions, but you are the one that will still have to deep dive and do that root causing and figure out why are those emotions actually present in you. So for example, if you're feeling unsteady, you can use the Anchor blend to kind of help open up those emotions and to be able to sit down and maybe journal through it and say, okay, I'm feeling unsteady today because I haven't had a chance to sit down and do my 10 or 15-minute meditation. I haven't had a chance to center myself, to be able to ground myself and kind of get my thoughts. So as soon as I woke up, I was surrounded by kids. I was surrounded by so many tasks that I had to do. So that was what was causing me to be able to feel that unsteadiness. So this is where just having that diffusing around you can provide you and anchor you and ground you to have that beautiful space. So that's one example of what the essential oils can do. So Anchor is also, I'm going to read you a paragraph out of here. So Anchor reminds that separateness, uncertainty, and concealment are symptoms of fear and not solutions. This blend invites individuals to remain present and aware when they feel the pull to choose out of integrity and self-protect. It teaches them to return to trust and find their center one moment at a time. And we all need that. Anchor encourages individuals to step onto the path before them with faith and courage, offering reassurance that it will be there, holding space for as long as it's needed. And that's so beautiful. So this is a great one where, again, aromatically is a good way to support yourself. Also, if you are into doing chakra support, using it across your heart chakras, your sacral chakras, this is a great location to be using this essential oil. So now moving on to the second oil, Arise. So this one is one of my favorite ones as well too. So Arise is anyone that might like citrusy essential oils. This is a perfect one where Arise is a blend of lemon, grapefruit, Siberian fir, osmanthus, and melissa. So this is where the negative emotions that are attached when you would be looking to use Arise would be if you're feeling burdened, joyless, pessimistic, fragmented, or spiritually disconnected. So this is a great one if you are sitting down to do meditations, if you are wanting to do mantras. This is a great one to basically put in the space or diffuse or use, breathe in before you're about to do that, because that's kind of where, when you're starting to journal, when you're starting to write down, and when you're wanting to put forth a lot of positive emotions, this is a great one where the positive properties are integrative, intuitive, lifted, joyful, enthusiastic, optimistic, actualized. And intuitive is one of the biggest things, because as a healer, when you are healing other people, when you are blessing other people, when you are sharing that and empowering them with different knowledges, this is where the positive properties of different oils can be beneficial. Where, for example, one of the things that I do is I also do a lot of blessed, so divine births for blessing the mothers and the babies in the womb. What I always do is I will ask the mother if there is a specific essential oil that may call to them or a specific aroma that they may enjoy. Then I will basically rub that across the palm of my hands, and then as I emit energy onto the belly and share the blessings for that baby, they'll also be able to kind of feel that energy and that positive vibration from the mother and myself as well, to be able to absorb that positive and beautiful energy. So this is where you can use so many different alternatives that are there to give that holistic approach. So with Arise, one of my favorite parts about Arise is Arise reawakens intuition and insight. It encourages the full acceptance of all parts of the soul, mind, body, and spirit, so that in wholeness and unity they may ascend together. Arise catalyzes the sparks of divinity within each individual that longs to reconnect the divine and arise to their full potential. Because who doesn't want that for themselves or their babies in their womb or for their kids? This is a great one to be using, and that's why I say, like, it is called like the yoga collection. However, these are oils that we diffuse on a regular basis, whether we are doing a yoga practice or whether it's just something that we're using throughout the day, because these blends that doTERRA has come up with are so beautiful that they're able to be used in so many different spaces and so many different opportunities. So the next one that we're going to be doing is Align. So this is the last one of the trio that's here. So this one is the centering blend. So each one kind of has different properties, where the Align blend is the center, where it calls the soul back to its center. So this is a great one. Again, if you are in Shavasana, what I like to do is, if I'm doing an in-person practice, I love using oils in my practice. But again, always ask people if you're going to be placing an oil on them to either like anoint them during Shavasana, or if you're going to be putting an aroma or your hands that have an aroma around their face or their head, because it's not for everyone. Not everyone enjoys it or appreciates it. So always be mindful of that when you are going to be using it in a yoga practice or in a yoga class. Maybe just ask someone, okay, if you don't want to be experiencing the essential oil, or if you don't want to experience a touch in your Shavasana, place your hand on your belly, giving them that option to opt out of it. So that way it is a safe space for everyone. Where when you are doing something online, it's not always possible where they can always get the oils in their home, and then you can guide them through that process. But I always love the in-person classes where I have always been, I guess, pampered in some of the classes that I've taken, where I know that's one of the things that I love to gift my students as well when we are in a class. So the ingredients with Align, it is bergamot, coriander, marjoram, peppermint, geranium, basil, rose, and jasmine. Such a beautiful blend, so powerful, so many florals, so many herbs. That is where you can use these oils for aromatic, but the topical use and the benefits of these oils are also phenomenal. So again, as I mentioned, Align is basically that centering blend where it calls you back to center, it grounds you. This is where Align facilitates the emergence of love, openness, and trust. It encourages individuals to live congruently and offer true generosity to others. This blend invites individuals to refrain from projecting onto others inaccurate or unkind motives and instead allows for a reflection of goodness to manifest in those with whom they come in contact. This is a great way to be gifting your yoga students an experience, and that way they can also understand what they can do for themselves at home too. It can be difficult to choose this higher path when one has been repeatedly let down by the choices of others. However, this blend teaches that fearlessly choosing to stay open is the only way to stay in alignment. Align restores emotional balance by reorienting the heart back to its true purpose state, love. So the negative emotions, if you are feeling misaligned, confused, conflicted, out of integrity, imbalanced, closed, distrusting, diverged, or divided energies or fractured, this is a great one. And this is kind of where you have like those herbs, the marjoram, the basil, that you typically don't always think of, but when it comes to emotions and like that fractured sense, because these are oils that are healing. They have their beautiful therapeutic values, where the positive properties that you get out of it are centered, aligned, still, integrity, self acceptance, open minded, trusting, loving. And this is where it is so beautiful. This is one of the ones that I love to just open up because it's an aroma. This is out of the three, I would say Align is probably my favorite one. This would be more, I guess it's like a gender neutral aroma. So even if you're doing like a DIY deodorant or something, this is a great one. I love putting this one in because it just has that beautiful balance and getting that absorbed into your body on a regular basis, on a daily basis. It gives yourself that balance where it is another great one to apply onto your chest, onto your stomach. Again, your sacral or your middle chakras, your heart chakra, your sacral chakra. This is a great way to do that. So that kind of covers these three yoga blends. If you guys have any questions, comment below. I will also put my contact details below, how you can also get a hold of these oils. If you are a yoga practitioner and are looking to collaborate, I am more than open to doing that with you. Just DM me, send me a direct message, or contact me, and we will get you guys started with this beautiful yoga collection. And this is where, as a practitioner, this is something that you should have 100% in your studios. This is an offering that you can gift your students with kindness, with love, with generosity, and this is something that they will definitely be able to take back, take home, use, and use on a daily basis. These are three of my favorite oils that are used on a regular basis, and the Align one is my absolute favorite out of all three. So I'd love to hear which ones are your three, which one is your favorite out of the three. Go ahead and comment, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will have a lot more information for you guys. I will also link this beautiful book in the description below because this is definitely a must-have for those of you that are either psychologists, work with children, work with emotions, work with a lot of emotional awareness. This is a great book to have because it also comes with an emotional wheel, which I also have here. So most of the books do come with like this emotional wheel where it goes over your positive and your negative emotions. And that way you're easily able to identify different oils for different areas. So that way you're able to be covered for all of your areas of emotions, because especially in this day and age right now, we need to become more emotionally aware of our own feelings and allow our own feelings to be able to grow and that awareness to grow, because I think empathy is a big thing that we all need to play a part in. And empathy, but also knowing our true center and knowing what our soul is telling us to do. So, this is where I hope you join me on this journey, and I look forward to connecting with you and reaching out. Thank you.